Hello, everybody, and a good morning. Happy weekend. I greet you. If you like my cap, let me hear you say yeah, yeah. See Gansty for life because African women are worth it. They see, huh? Shit. Before I start, I beg. Where is na see na know where money dey? I never see that guy who in a long time who, but if I know where money dey, Mona let me know. I don't dey find out. Since so now what? Mona just let me know. I dey find out. Mona let me know. If I know if you let me know, Mona let them know say I dey find out. Yeah. So I just today, I want to say the agenda of 2023 and how they want to run our election, and we need the one we could carry for head. They don't plan and down. You see, for Jonathan time, na Boko Haram. Now going toward 2023, na headsmen and banditry. And both times, now the same thing I'm telling you that I'm going to tell you now. We as Nigerian people must seize our own narrative. If people they do bandit, people they do headsmen, that's something causa. So let's delve into this call for a Yoruba nation, Igbo nation, all these nations, independent nations. Yes, let's look into that. And now also let's delve into headsmen crisis, banditry. For me, the question and the only question that there is to ask is which kind person they say another person picking with cow from Kano to Lagos. That's what I want to know. With leg. Which kind human being will sit down for your house with your own family and your own children, then call another person picking, give her your cow, say make it escort her with leg from Kano, from Nasarawa, from Borno, from all these far places, all the way to Lagos. They say na their tradition. You see, when evil people for Africa won't do bad thing, people will be say for their life they don't do anything traditional. Nothing about them is traditional. Their religion is not traditional. Their lifestyle is not traditional. Their worldview is not traditional. Their politics is not traditional. They don't care about anything traditional. Once they harm us, any African person, once they do anything negative, once they do anything we won't question, that moment they remember say they be traditional. But all traditions evolve, all cultures evolve, right? Them in their personal life, they don't evolve their culture. You see, we must always go to the source. We can never be afraid of the source of our problem. Everybody for Nigeria is busy fighting symptoms. My question is, Miyetti Allah, the association where they show as the face of the people who own the cow. You understand what I'm saying? This Miyetti Allah we don't recognize any of them. They're not prominent. But behind them are many people that are prominent in this country that are members of that association. You understand? Now, then we need to ask a few questions and investigate. Say, okay, what did they happen? What did they happen to the headsmen? Those headsmen, the people with the if one cow lost, what did go happen to her? They say, most times they go kill the headsmen. They tell me many generals in Nigerian army are owners of cow. Many elites of Yoruba land, of even Igbo people, are owners of cow. And all their cow deal inside all those heads. It is their business that they make mad back. So they kill people if the cow lost. So they base it on tradition. Say it is their tradition. They are Fulani. They like to. This is what they've been doing for centuries. Okay. First of all, Nigeria, this Nigeria who do so, this land who do so, not be the same way it be 5 years ago. Talking of 10 years ago. Talking of 15 years ago. Talking of 50 years ago. Talking of 100 years ago. As we did like this for Nigeria, yes, you see those road those people they pass. Now road in the ancient days of time. All those places now bush. All those places now wilderness. All those places now no man's land, basically. But today, in this our day and age, all those places not be wilderness again. All those places are ancient trade routes where people don't pass, they take come all this side, where they take move, where they pass right from time. Even when slave master they build their own road, they no road. Now those places our ancestors they pass, they move things, they do their own business for side. But today all those places don't become area where people they inhabit because our population they grow. This business now means say those cows don't feel pass through those places anymore. These things have changed. These things have changed. Anybody in this country will not be say he did wicked in his heart. In the ancient days when people they take leg, they do this business, there was no such thing as car or truck. But today when truck and car don't dey, how can you put people's children through this kind of hardship, this kind of hard life? Then you still kill them when they don't bring back your cow. So it is either their life. They have to put their lives on the line. Now let's enter the politicization of this issue. They say tradition. Okay, if not tradition, the owner of the cows will be their own tradition too. Let's say now, Buhari get cow. Now in tradition to rear cow. Main cow, they waka from Kano to Lagos. In the traditional way, now your children and your family members go waka with the cow now. Not be another person picking. How many of the children can waka without such cow? How many? The rich people of this country continually, you see, the way their headsmen and cow, they cause havoc in the interior of Nigeria. Now so their truck and transportation and bus and everything, they cause havoc on the main roads too. Nigerian elites must begin to invest in the safety of Nigerian people too. So if you won't get ranch, if you won't get cow, you must get ranch. And don't tell me that there's no water in the north. We have plenty water here in the south. They have to invest. They have to invest in developing ranches in the north. This is not a part of Nigeria, it's everybody's own. See, the excuse that Miyetti Allah gives that cow can go anywhere, cow can go anything. This is not how we cannot live with such. First of all, those trucks, they cause accident, they kill people. Why do we need to take those risks when we just need one big investment to draw water to now for the north, the one that they draw oil anywhere already? I mean, they don't put refinery for Kaduna ni. Oil there Kaduna ni. No oil there now. Not be from southern Nigeria, they pipe oil all the way to northern Nigeria. Why don't you pipe water to them like that? And everybody will end this crisis once and for all. Nigerians' lives are no longer at risk. Nigerians are saved. Nobody is being killed. No stress. But because it will cost to our money we don't even work for. Money we not thief, not thief farm. To invest that money back now in the business when I say I want to do. Because this business, we all know say na cover face. Now they cover face say that they do cow business. Now they get money. We all know say our money na the thief. That's why you cannot invest your money in that business. Because can something be your business, your livelihood, and you cannot invest in modernizing it? One of the things where Chinese people do for their country to end poverty, we say, okay, all the jobs where people they take hand do, we go turn out to we go industrialize them, we go turn out to machine. And the process of developing all those machines, people were employed. The country they develop, they go. So why is it that over here una choose to be a cake? Una choose so far not be una own, so far not be the work una they do, because nothing where una they do where concern una they ask for the best. In fact, our politicians earn some of the highest wages in the world. Our bankers are some of the highest paid in the world, the CEOs and the MDs of Nigerian banks. The richest black man in the world is in Nigeria. That's how well you pay yourselves. So why can't you give us this? Okay, you don't even give. We are not even asking for the best. Just give us normal. Because what we have here is backward and dangerous. Can't you just give normal? Do normal. Just eshe normal. But no, they have to politicize the issue. Then you bring your political thugs inside. You know, just like NSAS protest. You know, where they bring their thugs into the protest, begin burn everywhere, begin loot everything. Because they want to politicize. Because for them to politicize, they have nothing positive. They must bring fear. They don't set this one up since 2015. See, they don't set them up. Look, headsmen banditry don't they increase since 2015. Who don't they hear the enter power? Because they don't say northern leader, now southern people go suffer. So just the way when the Jonathan won, when the Buhari won't collect from Jonathan hand, they create stress for the north. They create everything. They happen for north. Hey, not bloodshed, everything, kidnapping. Yeah. They try to go do kidnapping for north. Back to Buhari, but not now. They kidnap, they retrieve. That one don't work. Bring back our boys, knock. They kidnap, they retrieve straight. Yalaya, new tactics. So yeah, send the violence down south. Send the violence down south. So now the people must. So what do you even bring all this noise of banditry, and where are the ammunitions coming from? Where? We all know that Alimajiri people cannot even eat. How are they buying gun? We waiting for this country. We must not be afraid to look at the source of the problem in the eye and ask the question. The solution to headsmen crisis in Nigeria is not war between Yoruba and Hausa people and Northerners. The solution to headsmen crisis in Nigeria is ranching in the north. Or anywhere you want to, anybody that wants to have cow, just put it in the law. You want to rear cow, you must build ranch. Finish. But the law will mean that the powerful people in Nigeria will have to invest the money they have stolen from Nigerian people back into Nigeria. They can never do, they don't, never. See, I tell people that these people we have, they be Omonile government. You know what they call Omonile government? All our billionaires, they are Omonile billionaires. The only kind of business they like to do is that is rent seeking. Those things that we need to survive. Where we say, once you set them up with minimum cash, maximum profits. That's what they do. They use minimum cash to set them up, then they give highest prices. And you know why the prices are so high? Because Nigeria is also a crimogenic society where we say majority of the money when they pass through our system is passing through the system to be laundered. So people, when they try to launder money, they don't care to pay any price. That's why we, for a country like Nigeria, where they pay the same price to watch show for Ikoyi, the same price when a lot of people they pay £20, 10,000. We say they watch show 10,000 for Nigeria. Table 5 million. Minimum wage 30,000. Big Brother 80 million. Minimum wage 30,000. Champagne bottle 1 million. Minimum wage 30,000. Finish. So price of everything, they are there rent seeking on our existence. So all the things you need to survive. When we say if you don't get them, you are shut out of the world. They position themselves for the gate. They collect rent. Finish. Telephone business, you see them there. Bank business, they don't reach there. House building rent business, they don't dey there. Oil business, they don't dey there. All those business, any transport plane business, they dey there. Road transport business, they don't dey there. Construction business, they no dey there. They just dey there small because now it's part of the do all the work. They will just collect contracts. You understand? So collect, give expatriate, relax. All of them, they can never invest in anything where go benefit the people. You know what it means to develop pipeline from southern Nigeria to northern Nigeria to irrigate their lands there for their farms, for everything to as we did like this now, the Sahara Desert is encroaching all of northern Nigeria. Even the small avenues where poor northern people they still take chop before, those traditional avenues disappear. All the things that have been removed by climate change. No investment to repair all those. Go our own side go get water. Go look all the water as it's full of shit and dirty and mucus and spirogyra and algae and everything green. They go say, before you know, they go say traditional. Waiting be traditional in our suffering. What is traditional about the suffering we are going through today as African people? They don't talk that one. Is that one traditional? Is that one traditional? They talk say tradition, they talk anyhow, they use us and their political clan. One Sunday guy now today saying they go fight. Hausa people. Men fighting governor. Before in governor come they fight am. See now, this same Sunday man, now he not being the number one supporter of the governor during the election time. If they talk for people to say the governor give am money, and the governor they sponsor am during election. Why would they face people? Why would they organize to face people when no get political power? Well, if Yoruba people won't fight headsmen, let's tell Miyetti Allah so won't fight Miyetti Allah. We are the owners of the cow. Now they won't face. We are the owners of the cow. What kind of cow business are you running? Let's have a national conversation. Let's have a national conversation. Not be the conversation to lead poor people to their deaths. For nothing. For no reason. Now Nigerian people are killing themselves for stupidity. For political agenda. Everybody there is cashing out except the people. Everybody is cashing out except the people of this country. But they will carry one political agenda for it, begin run up and down, screaming blood and thunder. That's how OPC do their own. Hey, where the Oduduwa nation today with all the people with their key? Where is it today? Everybody don't chop, everybody don't fight, everybody don't hold money. What do the OPC they do? They dey for street, they slap poor people up and down. All their leaders living large. Everybody chopping. Go north too. Now so those useless religious leaders, imams, all of them, they talk anyhow, they collect money for government, they fat. They send other people picking to waka from Kano to Lagos with cow. My issue here is how come in 2020 people are still trekking? People are still trekking from Kano to Lagos with cow. If you do that kind of work, they can't give you guns, say, won't promote you to cause havoc and destruction. You do anybody that can work with cow can cause any kind of havoc from Kano to Lagos. Anybody, if you can walk from Kano to Lagos with cow, you can do anything. Because first of all, you don't craze. First of all, you don't mad. The program will take raise you now virus software already. They don't give you virus from small inside your OS. So as you don't grow like this, your brain don't shut down. You know, just defunction. Because I mean, imagine waiting. Your brain must defunction before you agree to walk with a cow from Kano to Lagos, leg fam. And now, I know so many of us go to think, say, and I said they be. More don't forget, say, some people walk out from Lagos to Abuja because of Jonathan. One of my friend, I know him where he named na me I know. Make I no disgrace her. Make I no remember. He walk out from Lagos to Bayelsa because of Jonathan. One walk out from Lagos to Daura because of Buhari. Let me tell you something. There's madness. There's craze. We don't know it yet. These people are ready to do anything. This system where we they live under will make anybody do anything. We must not now be singling out the symptom as if that's the problem. Let's face the source of our problems. What is the why can't the rich people of this country invest in this country? Why can't they invest in this country? Because now that lack of investment in the people of this country, now they cause all the friction. Anyway, you ask me, I always tell people, say, the day when the poor people of Nigeria liberate the palliatives, when these wicked people go hide. You see, the way that they chop, the way they chop our own palliative, when they want thief up, that's why they go thief those bed money. When they will give bed food money, that's why they go thief them for Abuja, for National, for Armed Forces Remembrance Day. They go thief all the bed food. Bed no green fly out of hunger. Share na empty belly, bed go take fly. They say bed they fly with empty stomach. You think a bed go fly with empty stomach? They don't go thief the bed food money or the welfare of the bed. They don't thief everything. Because the bed no fly. How the bed go fly? These people are willing. The only thing they can spend money on is all those things in this gatekeeper industry where they give them. Because to them, we are nothing but source of wealth. Something the just they suck our blood. Finish. So that's why their only response to any crisis is to raise the price of the thing. Everything every day they say they don't do for this Nigeria with us. Like they don't know how Nigerian people they suffer. Anything they control, they continue to raise it. That's why they tell people say, me I don't want to fight revolution because where we go see money. I say that your money where they hide, no worry. They go increase fuel, increase light, increase transport, increase rent, increase school fees, increase medical bill, until you self broke. How many? See, all of us who don't grow, are waiting for our 30s. What would they grow for wood? Many men, they like us, that time all those our bros then. Where are they today? All of them, where are they? We don't understand this game. I tell them I don't understand this game. We must insist on looking at the source of the problem. We must insist on looking at the source of the problem. What kind of people they send other people children, put their own children for Europe and America to the go school, but they send people children with cow when they walk out with leg, reach Lagos from northern Nigeria, at the penalty of death if they lose any of your cow. If they lose any of your cow, you still kill them. Mr. Power, ex-general, ex-admiral, politician, big man of Nigeria. So now we are here. We must resist by all means these politicians and their agents turning their own issue into our national issue. My brother and sisters, our national issues in this country is the lack of our dignity. Because the lack of dignity God will make person feel same person picking with cow to Lagos. Why you won't picking there for London, they go for school. Our educational crisis, healthcare crisis, our lack of security, bad roads, those things, the high cost of living and low wages, the high cost of food, these are the things that concern us as Nigerian people. Anytime these things are never in discussion in this country, towards politics, they start a crisis. Crisis will be say, now only politicians feel afford them. Because nothing me and you, they do with people who get machine gun. Now, this, somebody say, let's support Sunday Igboho. Say, because he go born, make a support him, say he go born Hausa man house. They call him for question, you know, arrest him. Press day there, broad daylight. People won't kill me. I defend myself. 30 policemen come surround my house. That will not be agents. How you go burn somebody else's house, they no arrest you? I don't care. Whatever the person saying be. So, when these people can act with impunity, nothing they happen to them because they are part of the game. You and I can't do such. Let Sunday go and burn down the government office. Then I'll believe that he's a revolutionary. Let him go and burn down the governor's office. Then I believe that he's a revolutionary. Not be somebody where they go for where powerless people they oppress them. Say Yoruba Kingdom. Which now brings me to the discussion of Yoruba Kingdom. So this Yoruba nation, who will they fight for now? Igbo nation. Let's all divide. Based on what internal power structure. If Nigeria divide today, Well, I don't know much about the north. I don't know much about the south, about the east, south. But I know about Yoruba people. Well, what is the power structure going to be inside it? Are you starting? So we Yoruba people, are we honestly saying that our land like this is better run in some way than the north or the east? Are we trying to say, what would they talk for our mouth? What would they even always talk for this country? What would they always do where they speak to us? So Yoruba people not there among people who don't spoil this country. Obasanjo don't be Yoruba man. You see, I don't like sinister behavior. What we say, many Yoruba people from the time of Akintola and Awolowo just destroy, use Yoruba people life, mortgage, scatter, kill us, maim us for political interest. But we'll still continue to say Northerner is our problem. The Northerners are our problem now because we deal with Northerners. Yoruba people okay. Who be Madam Tinubu if not be Yoruba woman? Nigeria did that time. Before there was Nigeria, this Yoruba elite, this present elite, let me tell you how they were formed. From Ekiti-Parapo people to the Lagos elite, all these people will come collude with white people for Lagos to decimate the whole Yoruba kingdom. You want to know about them? The Lagos elites. You want to know about them? The #1 slave traders. Wait, Lagos not be anything to anybody before. This is where the worst of Yoruba people came to gather to betray Yoruba people's life. Una they joke me. These were the Yoruba people that were selling us for gunpowder and salt and sugar, and mirror. Causing wars all over Yoruba land. The Ekitis, 40-year civil war in the interior, shipping slaves to the port until Yoruba people say we abolish slavery. Funding the war from Lagos. They're not going to teach now that one now. After 40 years, now Oyibo man still go there to say, okay, stop fighting, everybody go your way, All of them day here that they talk say Yoruba with. Yoruba with. What did they be? This our society as it is, due to the intervention of outsiders, has elevated those that prioritize their property and personal belongings. Those of us mesmerized by things are the ones on top. I've said this thing in one program with one home session before. Today's African elite, the majority of them are the descendants of those Africans that were willing to sell their brothers for things. And they are still doing it till today. Don't you understand? It's the same spirit that allowed them in those days to sell you for gunpowder and mirror that's making them sell you for yacht and Rolls Royce today. It's the same thing. It's just different products. Sure, we don't realize our own true political destiny before they talk say, Yoruba nation. How organized are we to play a part in this Yoruba nation? They say, if Fulani kidnap your family, who are these dumb people? Bro, Obasanjo killed my grandmother, is a Yoruba man. Are you people stupid? What do you think you're talking? You say, Abi, all these Nigerians who never experienced the true Nigeria. See, and if they use all these lies, they mesmerize other stupid people where they say they know just sit down in their life before to think. They allow other people to think for them. Me, I've not only thought through, I've experienced Nigeria. Or Bass or Joy is a Yoruba man. I intro Fumilayo, the greatest Yoruba woman that ever lived, out of the window. Are you mad? Is he a Fulani? Is he a Fulani? They are leading you astray. They are tying rope in your neck. Want to go and sell you again? You are following them like Mugu. Me, I don't pursue anybody. Then they come and say they are rubbish. I have the answer. This will not be stupid group. Say, Fulani never kidnapped my family. Father, so I did that. Yoruba don't kill my grandmother. It is crazy. We are talking of the same people here, whether they are Hausa, whether they are Igbo, whether they are Yoruba, whether they are Ibibio, whether they are Efik, whether they are Delta, whether they are Benin, whether they are Isoko, whether anywhere they are the same. And we are not organized to remove them from our midst. We are refusing to organize to remove these people from our midst. They are not organized. We are not organized. If Yoruba nation, if they decide, because this is what they talk now. If they want to have the conversation now, is it with us, the people? They'll go do conference among themselves again. Will you be involved? Will they come to you? Will they hold one single town hall meeting where they come and discuss anything with you? Will we hold it in a space big enough in our areas that everybody can attend? Where everybody will be heard in some way? No! They will pick themselves, this elite, go and sit down in one room and decide how we are going to break up. Just the way they decide how we are going to have democracy. Will they call you to the discussion? You'll never be there, fam. So they will decide among themselves again how these independent nations will be, with them on top. And we again, now even suffering even more than before. Yes, what will be the difference? What will be the difference of a Yoruba man's life under the ruling of Tinubu? Or Fayoshe? What will be the difference in your life than Buhari ruling you? What will be the difference in your life? There will be no difference in our own life as the people of this country. Because if there will be difference, you'll be seeing it now. You will be seeing it now. They are kidnapping us, they are killing us, right? All we need is security. Nigeria has only 300,000, they say only 300,000 police to secure the whole Nigeria. They say both armed forces, everything, no reach 2 million. Out of all this, they by themselves, will they carry 20 mopo per person among themselves? Is it that kind of person that wants to give you security? Because if Nigeria has only 150,000 policemen to police the whole country, 200 million people, are we not already dead? With security? With security? They have refused to invest in security. Why? Employing more police means they have to spend more money on the Nigerian people. They don't already employ enough police to take care of them and their family. That's what matters. To take care of them, their family, to secure all the offices where they get, to secure all the investments where they finish. All the other police they just put outside and to put fear, not be security be that one. Because if they're serious about our security, the number of people in police force in a 200 million people country will be at least about 5 million. which will be small because it will be 1 in every 40 police officers. One police officer to every 40 citizens. You understand? But at least you know that they are trying. My brother and sister, I can tell you that there are more than 1 million personal security operatives in Nigeria. If we gather their not be their mopo and police, if we gather the personal security detail, personal where they pay from their own pocket of all the rich people of Nigeria, if we gather all their personal security detail, we count them, it's more than 1 million. But our own police is 350, about 300,000 for the whole nation. When I go look how much the National Assembly budget, 128 billion. Go and look how much the education budget. National Assembly no get up to 500 Nigerians there. Go and look at their budget. Now look at the budget for the education of 200 million people. Go and look at it. How many Yoruba senators don't stand up to reject that budget? How many of them fight that budget? How many of them return their money? How many of them they do their constituency projects? How many of them they say, okay, even though through state capture, some bad people will not be Yoruba, but where I don't they forced to work with, they are stealing all this money and I'm forced to take it because it's the law. How many of them they take that money, carry them, they give back to their people? How many of them? How many public schools are functioning in Yoruba land? How many? Say this one too now, Hausa people they curse am. Because let me tell people a secret today. I'll say it here today. Tinubu and I, you see, Asiwaju and I back in the Tinubu, that's what we be. Like this. When I know why I close to her like this, you know they give me money. Oh. I know they don't dash me money before, but not be money when we say, now money I feel return. We were really close, but it was not financial. But now my bought from when I small. You understand? You know they take home me that time for job. Now this same story of Yoruba nation, through federalism, and they take home me that time. Through federalism. That Yoruba nation, until my eye clear. So I've been where you are. There's nothing you want to tell me in this story that I've not been told, that I've not been sold. Until myself, I saw Jim, I can't get sense. Say, ah! More than forget this Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho was Seyi Makinde's age during his campaign. Sunday Igboho and Seyi Makinde, they be 5 and 6. More than forget this political show that they do for na men to distract you from the problems and don't get problem. I said I saw myself I did with them. They do true federalism, true federal Yoruba people must leave Nigeria. Now for my presence, true, with all the work, we captured the whole Yoruba, every goddamn shit. Every state was under ACN, every senator, every pilot. And they don't say, once we capture everything, all of them will just stand up one day for National Assembly. They will say, we want true federalism. We want true federalism. And from there, we will begin to fight our own cause. When they reach for the whole place now, they can't see road to federal. That was the first time, that was the last time I heard true federalism. As they can't see road to federal, I don't hear true federalism again. That be Muguni. Let me not clear. Now they repackage job for now. All these thugs. Now thugs won't do now they follow thugs, they do. Now thugs now won't follow. The one that that they follow them, Arishi Kola, follow them, what be that guy there for Ibadan? Where they kill all of them finish. Now what the politics what I say what do hey God. Michael said that self-federalism. It don't go better for you, Michael. Now this self-federalism, I don't die. Self-federalism, oh, quickly. Adedibu, it go better for you. Adedibu. Not be so they say go meet Balewa that time. Him and Kintola, when they scatter the whole southern Nigeria. Not be Awolowo carry Akintola enter politics. Using power elevator. That's why they play the game. We go there, they do mumu. Don't they sell a story for us? See, even if we as Nigerian people no one do Nigeria again, it must not be imposed on us by the elite of this country. It must not be imposed on us. First of all the things where they don't gain as Nigeria, we don't see, because if we divide Nigeria, when we divide all the things they don't thief as Nigeria now, forget that one. Nigeria, it's bad Nigeria law. All that wealth now, the country can start with us for this our nations, with them, with this kind wealth advantage, wealth gap from this Nigeria we no day again. No, let's first resolve. We must resolve this Nigeria home. All the magomago don't happen, we must resolve it. Every garden to window must return them to everywhere you're supposed to do first. They will say, hey, do you want to do Nigeria after this? They will go back. If they don't understand, if they play gamble when you small, that gamble you say, you don't chop. But they don't want to make you go. You don't understand? You just scatter the game. Scatter the whole game. Everything go turn to fire. Hey. You carry the money jar. You know. Una no go. See, may I tell you something? I'm talking to the elites of this country. I know you people are trying to run away with this money. You people are looking for every way that Nigerian people, instead of us to ask for this, our future, our destiny that you have stolen, that will be asking for peace. When they look for a way, you've been trying always, every corner, to put violence, long-lasting violence down in this country so that we can run away. We know, so that instead of Nigerians to now that day say, when we liberate ourselves, to say, where is our money? We will talk say, we want peace, we want peace, we want peace, we want peace, we want peace. You will not go see that chance. Never. We not go fight this fight until we collect power for now. Now, even though there's going to be fight in this country, Nigerian people, even if there's going to be fight in this country, it will be between we the people and the oppressors and their agents. They're not going to make all of us begin fight ourselves like idiots. We the people versus the oppressor and their agents. That's the only fight we go happen for this country. And that fight we say affect wealth redistribution. Taking all this money you are hiding under your chair, under your bed, $43 million inside one house. Imagine all this kind of nonsense. Hotel on every street, nightclub in every corner. No. We'll start having youth center, community center in every corner, homeless shelter in every corner, low income housing in every corner. All these things you use our money to do. When I go to hide down on that table, 43 million inside one flat. Nobody can claim it. When my own 4,300 naira must not lost for this house, everybody knows say blood must flow. Somebody 43 million just lost, nobody get that. In this country, 100 million inside septic tank, not be lie. We will redistribute all those wealth to where it's supposed to be. Betting centers for our pregnant women, maternity centers for our pregnant women, all sort of prenatal, postnatal care centers for all our women, all kind of child care centers for our working women, so they can go to work, and the state take care of the children, so that our society, all these things, what are they? Take buy Ferrari, take buy Rolls Royce, take big houses anywhere. They give a Piquet Lamborghini, maybe they drive the oppressors for town. People never work for 4 years of their life. They get this one, they did that one. See, we will collect it. There is no fight people want to cause in this country. There is no dividing Nigeria. The number one criteria of dividing Nigeria is everybody first return the stolen Nigeria money. You must first return all the stolen Nigeria money. If you want to divide Nigeria, first things first. You owe Nigeria money, plenty money. You can't just now chase Nigeria away. You can't just, you are owing somebody's money, just chase him away without paying. Now they see this game. If these people do this their style to separate us, right? Nigeria will no longer exist. So all the crimes against, there will no longer be a Nigerian to even say the crime of Nigeria, want to fight for the crimes against Nigerian people. That crime, all the crime against Nigerian people, suddenly they are absolved. You don't understand? All the crimes where they don't commit, all the atrocity, all the hundreds of thousands of people they don't kill, say they must face justice for the Nigerian blood where they don't spill. They will come and escape. Come say, now we are Biafrans. Now we are Odua. Now we are Hausa, Fulani Nation, Arewa. Come begin kill us again. Nah. Even if we will do it, it will be the decision of we the people. We the people, we must decide it. We must decide it, because what is going on here is a lack of understanding, built for that's grown out of a lack of national culture. We get ethnic cultures quite all right. Maybe people need to study on this issue, really on this issue of resistance, revolution, and actually fighting war for our rights. The right way to do it has been covered by Frantz Fanon in the book The Wretched of the Earth. The Wretched of the Earth, Frantz Fanon. I go write down here in case anybody wants to check them out. So not only does Frantz Fanon explain why we, the wretched of the earth, must fight for our rights, he explained about how and why. Those things what we go take also recognize fake revolution. He put on there. Yes, he put on there. Yoruba nation, yes, kidnapping and banditry is bad. It is killing us. It kills us with hunger. Kidnapping and banditry, it don't kill Yoruba people reach hunger. Hunger is completely avoidable. We the people no deserve to dey hungry. There's enough food. In fact, if you go for dustbin park, you say they throw away food never even open. That's what will be America. Bags and bags of food thrown away, wasted, because it's too expensive for poor people to buy. Instead of them to dash poor people that food before it's spoiled, they rather throw it away. They rather throw it away. So that's what we are going through, my people. Don't let anybody, we will not divide their divide. You understand? We will not divide their divide. Except say they won't divide in a way that all Nigerians have a say. That all of us are consulted. That we have a say. We will not divide their divide. Not be that one we won't do. EU is uniting. Is dividing we are doing. I don't even mind. But it must be a division of we the people. They can't be the ones to decide for us. They can't be, oh. They can't be. So, that brings me to the end of the discussion today, basically. Because really, I see all these fake leaders everywhere coming around, talking nonsense, distracting the people from our true goal and purpose here. Too many people have died. Too many blood has been spilled in Nigeria for our oppressors to now suddenly wake up one day and say they don't want to do again without addressing those things. You understand? So, thank you very much. We also, as the people, we deserve ourselves to learn. Take our time to learn. Take our time to learn. We owe it to ourselves. You owe it to yourself to think for yourself. You owe it to yourself to study, to know who you are. You owe it to yourself. Nobody will do it for you. I can't do it for you. You owe it to yourselves. These people have been killing us in this place in the name of Nigeria since 1914, and even before it was called Nigeria, in the name of protectorate, that they are protecting us. That's what their master teach them, say that they protect us, but they kill us. So let's say that they want to protect us, but not to kill us. So please, Nigerian people, we must begin to engage. You know, I don't know if any are not here. We are about to this Monday we get announcement with a political organization. We don't merge with MOP. You know, we are growing. I don't send my letter to INEC. You know, I believe say, you know, it's not even really about me. As I don't say, if you don't want to work with me, don't work with me. But if you're not doing something, then nobody is doing anything. We know feel just they expect me for people to do the work. Let's all start getting involved. We could begin creating Nigeria we want to see. You understand? You understand me, because I really, how would I put it? I really want us to show more energy as young Nigerian people. I see we're already getting distracted. You know, we're already getting distracted by the same stories all over again. Their agents don't pump up the volume. Everywhere I look now, every day, a new challenge. You know. Anyway, but as we do the challenge, more don't forget to challenge ourselves towards developing this country. Because that's the real issue here. The lack of development, both infrastructural and human. The lack of development. And if we know work to make sure, say, Nigerian people become developed consciously, you know, economically, nationally. Because now as we build Nigeria, when they decide to build this nation, that's when we really get to know each other. When you see so many Igbo people living in the north, Yoruba people living in the north, you know, everybody mixing, because there was a kind of little program back then to develop Nigeria. So when you are developing a place, people go mix, we go understand ourselves well, all this violence will stop. When there are ranches everywhere in the north, there will no longer be anything like headsmen. But they need all these things to still be happening so they can manipulate it and use it against the people. We must be ready to organize ourselves against these things. We must be ready. We must be ready. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining this live today. Not keeping me here by myself, talking to myself. There's 1 million more interesting things you could have been listening to or watching. You know, Bossy Challenge, for example. You know what I'm saying? But you chose to spend all this long time listening to me express myself and hopefully express some of your own emotions too, you know, and feelings. You know, I'm really happy, you know, and yes, I try to share my opinion from the point of fact, you know, and nobody can be perfect. As I always tell everybody, NRM, see, NRM alone cannot have all the solutions to Nigerian problem. There's so many other people out there with solutions in their mind, and where all these solutions will meet, now in Nigeria go from liberate. So those people will get that passion, those solutions in their mind. If you are just feeling defeated, and you don't want to do anything, then nothing will be done. Forget me if you don't like me, you know, but start working on that solution. So, but there will be somewhere where all of us must meet. All of us, we truly want Nigeria to develop, not our own personal development disguised as national development. Because now it happen for this country, you know, people disguising their personal development as national development. You know, telling you that Dangote being the richest black man in the world is some kind of praise for us African people, which is a lie. You know, so thank you very much for joining the live, Africa.